Okay, I don't know what happened here with YouTube, but was telling me I wasn't streaming enough, and then all of a sudden, it tells me that now I'm not. They wanted me to lower it, and then they wanted me to. Then it said it wasn't enough, so I guess I don't know what's going on, but I need to set things up here. So, and I guess I got to get rid of that one. Do this. Sorry, it's just taking a little bit here to do this. I got to set up the chat. And probably do it for Kick as well. Okay. All right, as you can see, I've got things started here. So what I'm going to do is go over it a little bit here, show you what I've done. And I started on Psalms 132. When you see parentheses around text, they added that because they found it in manuscripts after the fact. That when they put it together in 1611 in English. When I started breaking this down, the hardship was here because this was the only, they say they got the word affliction, but actually that wasn't a affliction. It was Saul who was trying to kill David because he knew that David had been anointed and that he was going to become the king, and the lineage of kings now were stopped at Saul. So he tried to kill him and he chased him, and this took maybe a couple years, 2-3 years of this. So the thing here is the word is hardship. And it wasn't something that I found in the concordance. I just used the theorists and picked a word. The word vowed, this is what you do to our Creator. You vow to our Creator, okay? And then that is your promise to our Creator. When you swear, that's to one another. When the text is saying mighty one, that usually means Jesus. So I'm going to put his words in red. And yeah, now it's telling me that, again, I'm too much. It says higher than recommended. But when I lowered it gave me all kinds of problems. So I'm just going to let it run right there at that and see what happens. Although I don't see the text from my video really clear. Okay, I need to open it here. Okay, it is clear to you guys. It's just taking a little bit to get there. So, okay, let me close that down. It looks lousy on my screen. But anyways, sorry for the problems. I don't know what's wrong with YouTube. Then it's talking about David saying, surely I will not enter my house, nor lie in my bed, nor will I sleep or slumber. But here it says, until I find a place for Yvie, a dwelling place. Now, that is just a complete lie. Let me show you this map. This is Shiloh. This is where the tent was, probably within a half mile around this area here. I think it was along the road. So, but the object here is the city Shiloh was where the priest stayed at night with their family. They would have had an inn there for people coming in to atone for their not obeying the 12 commandments. They would have had markets, stuff like that. It would have been a pretty well built up city. Now, David was down in Hebron down here, and this is where he was he was ruling for a couple of years. And then he decided that I will bring the tent closer to me, so he didn't have to go back and forth this, which seems to be 20 miles minimum, or no, it's 20 kilometers, yeah, or 25 kilometers, 20 miles, something like that, always traveling back and forth. He wanted to bring the tent closer to him. He was going to bring it down to Hebron. But the object is it was traveling. It was, the priest had poles that they had stuck through loops that carried the chest that had the 12 commandments. Now, the thing here is a priest went and touched that to kind of control the swinging of it. And the thing here is our Creator killed him immediately. And that's where David said, well, we'll build it. This is our Creator telling us this is where he wants it. So that's how Jerusalem started. So it couldn't be until I find a place for YV, a dwelling place. It's not a dwelling place. Our Creator does not need a dwelling place. So, this text is what I do here. I guess I had the cursor in the wrong spot. I did something. Anyways, behold, we heard of it in wherever this place is, and we found it in the field of Jair. Let us go into his dwelling place. Let us worship at his footstool. This, you cannot, a priest is the only one that can go into the courtyard even. And there was 13 priests and their attendants. So it was pretty much off limits. So and it's not his dwelling place. So that's a flat out lie. And you don't worship at his footstool, you worship him. So this here, I don't know what they're talking about is we heard of it in this, and we found it in this. They don't tell you what they did with it. So then it's arise, YV, to your resting place. Well, we know that that's wrong. It wouldn't be a resting place. To the place, but that's the meeting room of your strength. This has nothing to do with it. And this is a chest, not an ark. It's his chest. And it would be I'd really have to do too much editing to make that mine. I'm going to continue because that's just not true. It's not a resting place. This is his meeting room that has the chest in it. But if you're Arise, YV, it's really his appearance. He's appearing to the priest as a light, and they bow with reverence when they go in there, and then they talk to him. and he speaks from his light. So this is just too much, too wrong to let your priest be clothed with righteousness. Well, actually, righteousness means that you're very, very obedient to all his statutes, commandments, laws, and guidances. So why wouldn't it be everyone and just priest? I don't see that. This is not getting any better here. Let your godly ones sing for... This would be your righteous ones. You're demeaning the title God. So let your righteous ones sing for joy. Okay, now that is not hooking. This is bad. This is not good. This is not good. Okay. The problem I'm having here is probably the last 10 of them, I think I only have 2, and then one just a small little piece out of. So anyways, for the sake of David, well, the thing here is we can get rid of that. We know who David is. For the sake of David, do not turn away the face of your anointed. Now, this would have to be Jesus who is coming. But do not turn him away. But our Creator prophesied he's coming. So I know our Creator knows our future and our past at once. So the thing here is this is not making sense to me. Okay. But I will try to say, because this has got to be anointed by our Creator, and this is Jesus. Part of that. Do not turn away the face of your anointed. Why he has sworn, why he has prophesied to David, has prophesied to David. It's not his truth, it's his will that he's going to come. From which he will not turn back. The fruit of your body I will set upon your throne. And that's not true. Jesus was to establish his kingdom, and then we understand his kingdom is in heaven. But they were waiting for him to come to Jerusalem. So what if they wrote that? Oh, sometimes this is what our Creator said, so this would have to be and not set him up on your throne, though. That isn't what our Creator said. Our Creator said that He's going to have a kingdom in heaven, not on earth. Because they knew that verse alone says, and it's out of all the verses in the Hebrew text that tells you why people go to heaven. So this is not set upon your throne. That's just wrong. And I'd have to change too much of that to make my own. And there's no fruit in your body, so we don't know what they're talking about. And let's get rid of that verse as well. Because if it's a prophesied, it's not that here they're asking, do not turn away. And then right down here, which you will not turn back. This is just stupid words here. This is just stupid. If your sons keep it's not, what's a testimony? Okay. Testimony, that's there, my testimony. No. It's not, you can't keep, when our Creator established His covenant, it really wasn't a covenant. They got the word wrong. It's promises, and then He promises Isaac, He promises Jacob, He returns Israel. He promises him, or He promises him again when He's going Israel when He's going into Egypt. And so this, if your sons keep, it has to be my commandments. This has to be commandments. Commandments were an agreement. Were an agreement between the people and Him in the Sinai about their descendants. So that is, so it was for everybody to keep the commandments. If your sons keep my commandments and statutes, they, okay, maybe I've got it listed wrong. It's commandments here because it was first statutes, circumcision. So this has to be circumcision. So this was statutes. Okay, now that's more like it. Keep my statutes and don't need to say this. I will teach them. They're supposed to obey them, not teach them. Their sons will also. Their sons will sit and it's sit and upon. That doesn't matter. That word's not good. Your throne forever. Throne is wrong. Okay. For wife He has chosen Jerusalem. Chose as his desired habitation. That's wrong. This is my resting place forever. That's wrong. Our Creator does not rest. He doesn't need. This person doesn't know the definition of Creator, who is the best, shortest word I can ever say. Okay, so that bugging me here. Here I'll live, I have desire for it. No, that's a lie. I will abundantly bless her from. Okay, we got a female deity all of a sudden in here. And that's our Creator putting a female deity on this. This is out. I will satisfy her needy with bread. That's just wrong. That's out. That's out. Her priests. I thought they were his priests. Hold on. I have a collection of stupid words. Oh, clothed with salvation. Okay. And her godly ones will sing for joy. Okay. They're trying to put the female goddess into the text here. Okay. That's what's going on here. And I'm going to take all this text. And I need 13. That's all out. But I need to add that to my stupid list of things here. That they've said. Okay. There I will cause the horn of David to spring forth. I have prepared the lamp for mine anointed. Mine anointed. For mine anointed. His enemies goes with shame, but upon himself a crown will shine. Okay, stupid, stupid, stupid words. Will sit on. Although Solomon changed the throne, you got to remember these things. Solomon made himself a really fancy one, but I guess it's the seat on your throne, and it's not forever, it's to rule. The word is rule. So I'm adding that, and getting rid of this. Put that in the wrong spot. Okay. This is not connecting to anything, so I can get rid of this text. And this is not connecting to anything. But David had a hardship. That was with Saul. And he didn't vow. It was his son to come, so he wouldn't vow or he wouldn't swear to him. He wasn't around. This makes no sense. There's not enough text to tell us the story. This is out. That's left, but I'm thinking that I've put so much here that just get rid of this. This is all just junk. I don't even want to help them out. Okay. So much for 32. Do that. Okay, make an attempt at 33 here. These words are added from manuscripts. They found a note from other manuscripts. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for the brothers to live together united. Whereas like precious oil, if that's wrong, upon the head, coming down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, coming down upon the edge of his robe only, is like dew from Hermon, coming down upon, there is no mountains in Israel. Okay, so that's wrong. Jerusalem's wrong. My God, for there why be commanded the blessing life forever. Oh man, this is all junk. It starts out, behold how good. Behold how good, okay, and how pleasant it is for the brothers. It is for the brothers. This would be the tribes to live together in unity. Okay. That could be said. Okay. But it's like the precious oil upon the head. This oil that they're talking about here, and upon Aaron, when our Creator made a statute for the priests that they needed to have oil poured upon their head when before they could go enter and work in the courtyard. Now there's and that oil is coming from his table that has 2 bowls of wheat seeds, just the wheat, wheat. Just the seeds, not the shaft or everything else, just the seeds of the wheat. And then there was those were golden bowls and a golden pitcher filled with oil that was used to fill the lamp cups up with, to be lit in the morning and turned off at night. Now there was also a snuffer that put them out. So it doesn't say that there's a lighter anywhere, but these items would have been on that table. And it is this oil that you anoint, or it's kind of used as anointment oil to anoint the priests, anoint a king. That's all I can think of as the use for this oil. But it's not precious oil. And down the head, upon the head, coming down upon the beard. Well, that isn't the way Moses would have done it. You don't put a whole pitcher out. It was just a little bit of oil, a little bit of oil, a little bit of oil. You got to understand, this pitcher isn't got unlimited amount. The thing here is you have 13 priests, okay? And then you had their attendants, most likely 2 attendants each. So you had to have enough oil in this pitcher to do all of them. So this coming down his beard to the edge, but only upon the edge of his robe that he was wearing. Idiots. And now they're going to tell you, describing the anointment process that was statued by our Creator, is talking about like the dew from whatever here, coming down. This is not right. This is wrong. He commanded blessing, life forever. No, he give you the choice whether you're going to enter into heaven or not if you obey his commands. So this is just all out junk again. This is just stupid. Now I was in a good mood today, and I didn't want to see this kind of crap. But when I'm done, you're going to see the actual First Writers formats, and they are going to be beautiful, or they are beautiful so far. Like I said, this I'm going to get rid of because they're just wrong. Behold, bless Wyvie, all servants of Wyvie. Now you cannot bless our Creator. Okay, so that starts out wrong. If I got rid of this word, got this word, blessed are the, and I added that, I need to add that, got rid of that, and this is from our Creator. Blessed, have to add the ED, blessed are the servants, not of Wyvie, were for him. They were serving as a nation to be an example for others. So to observe that this is how you are to live unto the living Creator. Blessed are the servants for Wyvie. And that has three words in that sentence. That's major words. Usually it doesn't happen that way. Usually it's just 2, but I might be finding text that might be true. It might be a different format. Who serve by night in the house for Wyvie. Now that's wrong. And I'll tell you why. They lived with their family in, say, like the city Shiloh, and the tent for meeting with our Creator is probably a half mile away. Now, the priest in the morning was to light the lamps and then put them out at night, and everybody goes home. So there's nobody in there at night. That's just wrong. You can't, and it couldn't be just who serves. It would have to be the priest. They had, lift up your hands to the sanctuary. There's no such thing as a sanctuary. Our Creator does not need a sanctuary. It's a tent for meeting with him to atone for your sin, or atone for not obeying his commandments, to be forgiven, and the understanding once you are forgiven, you can live within his nation, and then later during his promises, you can be forgiven to enter into heaven. So, and bless Wyvie. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. May Wyvie bless you from Jerusalem, who made the heaven and earth. Okay, well, okay. I like it when they forget to put down the word son here, because what psalm is that? I think it's 108 that this is really. Anyways, one of these psalms has got your Lord God is the Son, which means that they're calling our Creator the Sun God Ra. And so when they put this, they always forget to, he made the heaven and the earth, but he is the sun god. And then all the stars are known as hosts. So when it says YV of hosts or Lord of hosts, they're talking about becoming gods in the heavens like that. That was their understanding of how the pagans believed how you become a god. So that was quick night. That isn't what I was expecting. Okay. And this, yeah, that's 21. And I'm not going to start this one. Okay, there's something funny just to let you know. There's no such place as Bashan. So, okay. Okay, I'm going to do this one because it looks like it's out. I can't believe this. When you look at this, he causes vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth, who makes lightning for the rain, like makes lightning for the rain, and then who brings forth the wind from his treasures. That's just idiots. Okay. Yah is the Hebrew name they gave Jesus, and that I can prove by showing you. And you know that they were to wait for Jesus in the land of the living, right? Okay. Well, here is King Hezekiah's words in Isaiah 38:11. He's writing, I will not see Yah in the land of the living. I'm replacing the title Lord here. Now, let me show you the second example I have. And this is here how they use it as Lord. And in the concordance, they tell you 38 times they're going to replace this name here, or 48 times, with the word Lord. But praise Yah, and then we're to sing a new song to our Creator. And that is that they now know Jesus is going to have a kingdom in heaven, and they get to enter into heaven, and it's a whole new ball game all of a sudden. So the whole thing is his praise, and who are they praising? Praise Yah. Rejoice in our King, not their King, our King. Praise his name again up here, Yah. Now we get to talk about salvation. But the definition they have down here is the name of how about King from Israel? Plain and simple. I mean, everybody tries to make things up, but when you look at the text and read it, understand the wording that's around it, the way they wrote, and you see how beautiful it is, they're self-defining the words themselves when they talk or use them a certain way. Okay. Praise Yah. Praise the name of YV. Praise him, servants of YV. Okay. Who stands in the house of YV, in the courts of the house, in the courts of the house of our Creator. When they use the title God, and I see it's Elohim in the text, I know that is actually the correct title is our Creator. If you look at just the words in Genesis 1, you would start out saying, our Creator created, and then he creates many things. Okay, our Creator said this, our Creator did that. So the thing here is the title Creator is better than the title God. Okay. Courts, they're courtyard. who stand in the house of Yahweh. They are not to stand, they go before him to, they're not allowed in there, okay? The only time they can go in there is when they're asking that the male head of the family, him or his wife, did not obey one of the 12 commandments, wanted to atone to keep with it, be forgiven so they can stay in his nation. Then he walked into the meeting room. So you can't stand in the house. It's the meeting room, because the other part of the house has the poles that they carried things, the plates, the knives, the horns that they used to use to announce the year of redemption. So that's not truthful enough. This is not truth. It's a courtyard for the house of our Creator, but praise Yah. For Yahweh is good. So you're going to define our Creator as good, you idiot. Sing praises to his name, for it is lovely. For Yah has chosen Jacob for himself, Israel for his own possession. See, this is when they get rid of his name and then start editing it for years after that. They changed the wording just so they could make this psalm up, because none of this is true. None of this is true. For I know Yahweh is great. You know our Creator who created everything is great. That's just beautiful. And our Lord is above all gods. There is no other gods. He tells you they're false gods. They aren't gods. Whatever Yahweh pleases, he does in heaven and in earth and in the sea and all its depths. He smote the firstborn, both male and beast. That's wrong. That's a lie there. He sent signs and wonders into your midst of Egypt. And that's wrong, because they were plagues. And then when they got out, parting of the sea, that's a miracle. So wonders are usually used as plagues. But this guy thinks he sent signs and wonders in the midst of Egypt. And he even got it wrong that he killed beasts too. Yeah, during the plagues he did. The hailstorm killed him. Can't think of anything else. I'm thinking too many things here. Upon Pharaoh and all his servants. This word Pharaoh, let me explain something about that. That's a word that comes from the Greeks. The city Greece itself, it's just a tiny little city, doesn't exist until like 700 BC. Okay? And we're looking at text easily way before that. So why would they use a Greek word coming from a small little city? They knew the king's name. It's not a Pharaoh, it's a king of Egypt, and Moses and Aaron knew his name. But 32 times, maybe a little bit more, they've erased the king's name, the king's name, and put in the word Pharaoh. He smote many nations and slew mighty kings. No, he didn't. He had them do this. Now, this is the Amorites, and actually they're Ammons, and this here doesn't exist. And all the kingdoms of Canaan, actually, Canaan is a small part of the land. But still, this is all wrong. Gave their land as a heritage for Israel and his people, to the tribe's descendants, because they're the descendants, not Israel, his people, or the nation Israel, his people, I guess. And it's not heritage anyway. Your name, Yahweh, is everlasting. Your remembrance, Wivey, throughout all generations. I can't even get it right at any point here. Wivey will judge his people. Nope, does that all the time. Oh, that's what atonement was for, not obeying him. And he will have compassion on his servants. No, he blesses them if they obey him. The idols of the nations are but silver and gold, the works of man's hand. Okay, that might be a true statement. They have mouths, but they do not speak. They have eyes, but they do not see. They have ears, but they do not hear. Nor is there any breath, nor any breath, nor is there any breath at all in their mouths, from their mouths. Okay, don't even care. I know that there is text that I'm going to show you later, how they measured it and chalked it out and carved it out, and how they overlaid it with gold, overlaid it with chains of silver. So that gets very descriptive, more than this here. So don't need to have that. Those who make them will be like them. Yes. Everyone who trusts in them. Okay, the house of Israel. Bless his wife. You can't bless our Creator. And it's the descendants from Israel. The house of Aaron, bless. No, he was Levi's. He was from the tribe of Levites. Now we got the tribal house, but you can't do that. You can't bless our Creator. You cannot bless our Creator. You cannot bless our Creator. Yeah, I thought that was what was going to happen when I started seeing all those funny words. Bring forth wind from his treasures. Okay, I'm going to add that to the stupid stuff. I love the stupid stuff that they've got in here. I'm going to make a video to show you all these. And I'm going to pull out to see exactly how many other Bibles. Well, I'm going to put out the King James just to show how corrupt the King James is here. Now I'm going to need this here. And I'm just going to grab that. That's enough to talk about. Okay. You have a good one. I'm kind of done for the day. You got an extra one here that I thought we would have some good lessons to be learning today here. Who made the great lights? Can't say sun and moon. Sun to rule by the day. Well, I can see there's oh wow, this one's really long. Okay, I'm going to start there tomorrow. But it ain't looking good neither. Have a good one. I will see you in the next one.